We've all been there. A deadline looms, we have work to do, but instead we check emails, scroll through social media, or even organize our sock drawer. This, my friends, is classic procrastination. It's often mistaken for laziness, but the truth is far more complex. Procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's about struggling with self-regulation and succumbing to immediate comfort over long-term goals. Procrastinators aren't allergic to work. They often pull all-nighters when the pressure is truly on. It's not a lack of willpower either. It's a complex interplay of emotions, motivations, and brain chemistry that often leads us down the rabbit hole of procrastination. Understanding the real culprit, the emotional and psychological factors at play, is the first step to breaking free from procrastination's grip. So let's dive into the mind of a procrastinator and uncover the science behind this all-too-common phenomenon. Procrastination is often a coping mechanism. We avoid tasks not because we're lazy, but because they trigger uncomfortable emotions. Fear of failure is a big one. The thought of not meeting expectations or facing potential criticism can be paralyzing. Perfectionism plays a role too. The desire to do everything flawlessly can lead to procrastination. The task feels too daunting, the standards too high. So, we avoid starting altogether, fearing we won't measure up. Stress also contributes to procrastination. When we're overwhelmed, our brains look for an escape. Procrastinating by engaging in more enjoyable activities provides temporary relief from stress, even though it ultimately exacerbates it in the long run. It's a vicious cycle. Fear, stress, and perfectionism feed procrastination, which in turn fuels more fear, stress, and feelings of inadequacy. Recognizing these emotional triggers is crucial for developing healthier coping mechanisms. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. It's called the reward system. When we procrastinate, we're essentially choosing the immediate reward of feeling good now, by avoiding the task, over the delayed gratification of accomplishing the task later. Social media scrolling, video games, even cleaning, these activities trigger the release of dopamine, a feel-good chemical in the brain. The brain learns to associate these activities with pleasure, making them hard to resist, even when we know we should be doing something else. The problem is, the pleasure from procrastination is fleeting. The task remains, the guilt builds, and the cycle continues. Understanding how our brain's reward system plays into procrastination can help us make more conscious choices about where we direct our attention and energy. Section 4, Time Management Tango. Procrastination in disguise. Procrastination isn't always about fear or perfectionism. Sometimes it's about poor time management and self-regulation. We underestimate the time needed for a task, overestimate our own abilities, or simply struggle to break down large, overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Imagine a student facing a research paper due at the end of the semester. The task seems enormous, the deadline far off. They procrastinate, telling themselves they work better under pressure. As the deadline approaches, the pressure mounts, leading to stress, anxiety, and often subpar work. This is where effective time management strategies come in. Breaking down tasks, setting realistic deadlines, and prioritizing work can help us regain control over our time and reduce the likelihood of procrastination. Section 5. Breaking free tips for taming the procrastination monster. Overcoming procrastination is a journey, not a quick fix. It requires self-awareness, planning, and a willingness to experiment with different strategies. Here are a few tips to get you started. First, start small. Break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. This makes the task seem less daunting and more approachable. Second, set realistic deadlines. Avoid the trap of "I'll do it later." Set specific deadlines for each step of the task and stick to them. Third, eliminate distractions. Create a dedicated workspace free from distractions like social media, email, and tempting snacks. Fourth, reward yourself. Celebrate your progress by rewarding yourself for completing tasks. This reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated. Fifth, be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up for occasional slip-ups. Procrastination happens. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and get back on track. Remember, procrastination is a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken with consistent effort and a toolbox of effective strategies. By understanding the psychological and neurological factors at play, we can start to dismantle the procrastination cycle and unlock our full potential.